Televangelist Pat Robertson, who was likely born in the year 1726, is going to tell us that belief in climate change is like a religion. So let's take a look, and then I'll respond.
This thing has become like a religion.
Okay, just as a side note, has nothing to do with the video. If you want proof of evolution, just take a look at Pat Robertson. I mean, the dude literally looks like an ape.
And it's just, if you don't believe in climate change, then you have violated the tenets of the religion.
No, Pat, it's not like a religion. There's actually evidence and proof of climate change. And if you deny it, it's not as if you're going against the religion. It's just that you're an idiot.
And you need to be excommunicated. It's just unbelievable. If you're in a university, for example, and you in any way question the established orthodoxy of climate change, but what Pruitt is saying, this thing's still unsettled. We need to have debate. Who knows whether sunspots are causing climate change, whether the action of the sun itself is causing climate change, whether the movements of the planets are causing climate change. We don't know all those things, nor do we know the fact that the Earth is actually getting a little cooler now than hotter. We had the hottest year probably on record, this last one, but is it really getting hotter all the time? And are the polar ice caps melting? They say some in Antarctica are actually growing. So what the man says is we ought to talk about it. If you're going to be a scientist, you need to have an open mind and do scientific inquiry. That's the way it should be done, not except by faith like this is the Dark Ages, and you get excommunicated if you don't go along with the papal decrees.
No, Pat, there's no debate whether climate change is real. The scientific consensus is in, and it's real. Take a look at this chart. So take a look at this chart, guys. 13,950 peer-reviewed climate articles between the years 1991 and 2012, and only 24 of them reject global warming. That's about a 99% rate where climate change was confirmed by these peer-reviewed studies. So, Pat, who am I going to believe? A 967-year-old man who believes in fairy tales, or scientists who go through rigorous peer-reviewed studies to come to their conclusions through the scientific method? Me, personally, I'm going to choose to side with the scientists. Also, Pat, you're wrong again. We know what causes global warming. As you can see in this graphic, sunlight passes through the atmosphere and warms the Earth's surface. This heat is radiated back towards space. Most of the outgoing heat is absorbed by greenhouse gas molecules and re-emitted in all directions, warming the surface of the Earth and the lower atmosphere. And here's a graphic of gases that contribute to the greenhouse effect: nitrous oxide, carbon dioxide, methane, and water vapor. The scientific consensus confirms that on Earth, human activities are changing the natural greenhouse. Over the last century, the burning of fossil fuels like coal and oil has increased the concentration of atmospheric carbon dioxide, CO2. This happens because the coal or oil burning process combines carbon with oxygen in the air to make CO2. To a lesser extent, the clearing of land for agriculture, industry, and other human activities has increased concentrations of greenhouse gases. I don't even know why I'm about to do this, Pat, but I'm going to drop some truth bombs on you from NASA. I'm getting this information from NASA. So I'll leave the link in the description. You guys can check it out yourself. But here you go, Pat. I know you don't value scientific evidence and you don't value rationality, but I'm going to try and provide you with education and information anyway. There's overwhelming evidence that climate change is real and that something needs to be done yesterday. Sea level rise. Global sea level rose about 17 centimeters in the last century. The rate in the last decade, however, is nearly doubled that of the last century. Global temperature rise. All three major global surface temperature reconstructions show that Earth has warmed since 1880. Most of the warming occurred in the past 35 years, with 15 of the 16 warmest years on record occurring since 2001. The year 2015 was the first time the global average temperature were 1 degree Celsius or more above the 1880 to 1899 average, even though the 2000s witnessed a solar output decline, resulting in an unusually deep solar minimum in 2007 to 2009. Surface temperatures continue to increase. So, Pat, yes, we do know the fact that the Earth is getting hotter instead of cooler. You're just a moron. Warming oceans. The oceans have absorbed much of this increased heat, with the top 700 meters of ocean showing warming of 0.302 degrees Fahrenheit since 1969. Shrinking ice sheets. The Greenland and Antarctic ice sheets have decreased in mass. Data from NASA's Gravity Recovery and Climate Experiment show Greenland lost 150 to 250 cubic kilometers of ice per year between 2002 and 2006, while Antarctica lost about 152 cubic kilometers of ice between 2002 and 2005. Glacial retreat. Glaciers are retreating almost everywhere around the world, including in the Alps, Himalayas, Andes, Rockies, Alaska, and Africa. Extreme events. The number of record high temperature events in the United States has been increasing, while the number of record low temperature events has been decreasing since 1950. The U.S. has also witnessed increasing numbers of intense rainfall events. So, Pat, I think I've done a pretty good job at providing you information that climate change is an irrefutable fact. But the problem with you is that you are a fundamentalist evangelical Christian, and the way you view the world is you don't accept facts unless they align with your worldview. Climate change doesn't align with Christianity. You believe that God's got this. Jesus is coming back. We'll all be okay. Well, that's a problem because that's not real. That's not real. Jesus isn't coming back. God isn't real. Jesus isn't the Son of God. I'm sorry to break it to you, but we need you to pretend that your belief system is not real and function in the real world as if all of that is bullshit, so we can actually make real change and we can actually try to slow down climate change. Unfortunately, the scientific consensus is also now that it's more than likely too late, and we're already fucked because we've already fucked up the atmosphere so much. What I cannot stand is that Pat Robertson's like, science, scientists, peer review, data, statistics, facts. Oh, by the way, when's Jesus coming back? He believes that climate change is a conspiracy, yet he falls for the biggest conspiracy of all: religion. All right, guys, I hope you had fun watching this video. Maybe you learned a little bit of something about climate change. I know I did. I honestly was not that educated about climate change until I went on the internet and started doing some research about it. I mean, I accepted it because it's the scientific consensus and it's what the scientists are telling us is true. And I generally trust scientists because they have rigorous peer review methods that they use to go about determining fact from fiction. But I learned a lot about climate change and how we need to make changes now, not now, yesterday. So it's important to make videos like this. So share this with people that you might know. Make a video of your own and share that. Post it on YouTube, post it on Facebook, post it on whatever, because this information is important. And if we don't do something soon, things are going to get bad. Things are going to get really, really bad. We're going to have massive droughts everywhere. We could get to the point where we could have wars over water. Man, wars over water. We already have wars over natural gas. Can you imagine having wars over water? What about populations that get their water from snow caps on mountains? What happens when there's no more snow caps on mountains? They can't get their water from there anymore. This is serious stuff. We need to transform our energy system to a green technology system. The election of Donald Trump and the appointment of Scott Pruitt to head the EPA, they're actively trying to get rid of the EPA, man. This is serious stuff and something really needs to be done. So I encourage everyone out there to make videos, let your voice be heard, send messages to your congressman, and let's try to make real change. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and let me know in the comment section down below, what are your thoughts on this video? What are your thoughts on Pat Robertson? Do you think he looks like he's 968? Because I do. Do you think he's an idiot? Because I do, but maybe there's still hope that he can someday change his mind. I doubt it, but maybe so. Leave your comments and questions down in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.